It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, so was that new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was filmed in like Belarus or something.
Is it just super cheap to film there or something?
I'm imagining so. Yeah, and they probably have enough similar looking backdrops to America. But yeah, man, like I'm not kidding. There's 10 the 10th film Hellraiser Judgment. So there's 10 movies, dude. Like and these aren't good, you know? Like
Were they profitable?
so here's what I think. And I'm not a Hellraiser guru, so I don't know that much stuff, okay? But from what I understand, like the first three were very profitable. Like Clive Barker was a big British horror writer. He was like the Stephen King of British horror writers in England. People loved the first one, which he wrote and directed, and it was his first movie. The second one was also very popular, very profitable. Third one's like, okay, I think it's run its course. But what they did is they just kept making them, dude. They were straight to DVD. They're not like great or whatever. But apparently, there's certain franchises that, like, if you don't do something with them, you lose the rights to them. So then other people can buy it or whatever. And that's what happened. So Miramax or whatever, Dimension, like the Harvey Weinstein company, they were the ones that were making these just to keep the rights to them. And then when this all happened, they lost the rights to them, and then Disney bought the rights to it. So that's why it's now a Hulu thing.
So the original Hellraiser in '87, the budget was 1 million. I think that's a pound symbol, 1 million
yeah.
pounds, and the gross worldwide was 14.5 million. It almost 15 times its profit.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, like you said, they made the first three, they were profitable, and they did the rest either for the fans or maybe maybe they were profitable a little bit, or they just didn't want to lose their rights or something.
For a little bit of context, the latest one before this, it was called Hellraiser Judgment, came out in 2018, straight to video on demand or whatever. Budget was $350,000, and it made $426,000. So I don't know who the hell this is for, but is it really worth it for $100,000? Is it? I don't know.
I mean, I'm imagining if you're the original actor or one of the original cast, and like the first movie you made like 1 million, and then by the fifth one you're making like 75,000, you'd kind of be like, this sucks.
Right, exactly. And I think that's what happened was like, yeah, they lost the rights to it, Dimension, Miramax, all that stuff. So now Disney somehow acquired the rights to this shit. So
yeah, of all the movies for Disney to work on, this just seems like an odd one.
I mean, I don't know. People think it's gonna keep being profitable. I mean, clearly there's a fan base. Like there clearly is. I don't know. Anytime I ask people, I'm like, "Oh, you like Hellraiser?" People are like, "Yeah, it's all right." Like I rarely meet people that are really passionate.
Have you spoken to anyone who like saw it in theaters or was like, in their 20s or 30s back when this came out? Because maybe they're bigger fans.
The original one, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I mean I haven't really met anybody because that movie came out in '87. So I mean, I don't know. Gotta meet somebody from like who's born like 1969, maybe 70.
Yeah, like our parents' age, basically.
Yeah, and my parents definitely didn't. I don't know. I mean, it's a very like acquired taste, dude. Like, imagine 1987. You're going to see like an S&M demon movie. Like, that's a very specific kind of person, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't amazing. If they make a sequel, I don't even really know if I'm that interested, honestly. But what were the reviews for this though? They seem like they were doing pretty well.
Got a 6.2.
Okay, it's not.
I
great.
mean, only 10,000 reviews, so but still not bad. The reviews, just looking at them,
10,000 reviews. That's a lot.
I mean, in all of America,
Oh, I guess no, but I guess for 2 days.
300 million people.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking at a picture of the new Pinhead, and like it looks cool, but I don't think it's nearly as scary as the original one. I don't know. I'm biased.
Yeah, weird. Looking weird, dude. Honestly, probably the scariest thing in this movie was I wasn't expecting like the knife to stab through people's hands with the puzzle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. I mean, I guess that's the thing. Yeah, like why didn't it ever stab Riley though? Like she just kept picking it up like it was nothing. Like it just killed somebody.
She even put her finger like in the hole.
I know. She's like seeing it get like stabbing people. She's like, I'm fine. I'll pick it up. It's not a big deal. That was weird. But I do think, honestly, the scariest part of the whole movie to me, and I was just like, I kept looking away. Dude, when that Nora girl or whatever, the roommate, is getting killed, and like they're just like stabbing the pin through her neck, and like she's like screaming, like that was intense.
That was cool how they showed the visual of the pin going, like, they showed the inside of the neck.
Ugh, God, that was brutal. I hated that. I hated that.
But that's really all this movie had, though, was the grotesque gore and mutilation of the people.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, it's true. The original one's not as intense as this.
All right, so I found some reviews on Rotten Tomato, which audience gave it a 64%, so basically the same as IMDb. One 5-star review said, fantastic watch, a real homage to the original, but goes into a lot more detail, especially with the Cenobites. And then, right after that, we have a 1-star that says, terrible acting and story, not at all in the same league as the original. And then it's kind of mixed, 4-star, 1-star. I don't know, dude. I don't know how someone can say absolutely amazing. I love the storyline, which I don't know what storyline you're talking about. And then the next guy just goes like, wasted my time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I prefer the original two. I think the first two are really good, and then this one was okay. Like, it's not great. It's not like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where that was just like complete shit. Like that, I really didn't like that one.
The newest one?
Yeah, compared to the original one, like that was really bad. But that was a sequel.
I preferred that one though. If I had to watch that or this, at least that one was like mildly entertaining. This one, like, I just kept being like, where is this going, dude?
I guess that's the thing. It's like, are you looking for something where you want to be figuring it out? You're like, what is this? What is next or whatever? Where Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like, okay, I get this. Like, they're just running from a guy that's like got a chainsaw. Where this one, you're like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm gonna keep watching, hoping I figure it out eventually. But I don't know. I don't really think the payoff's that great, you know. And also, like, when the girl Riley goes to that house or whatever, and her friends just all show up like it's a Scooby-Doo episode. They're like, oh, we heard you screaming from outside. I'm like, wait, what? What are you guys doing here?
Yeah, when the camera showed the female friend, I was like, where did she come from?
Yeah, they all run in, and you're just like, okay. And then also you'd be like, all right, we need to leave right now. Like, I gotta get my brother back. It's like, this is all your fault. This is all your fault. If you didn't go rob that box and take it and bring it to the freaking, get high and then bring it to the park or whatever, none of this would be happening right now.
You know what? You know what the ultimate lesson of this story is?
What?
Don't do drugs, because if she wasn't high on whatever she was taking, then she wouldn't have just been, having the demon puzzle cube out, and then her brother wouldn't have stabbed himself, and then she wouldn't have had to made a deal with demon Cenobites to kill all of her friends. So you know what, kids?
Just say no.
That's the real lesson. Just say no.
Get Nancy Reagan out here and just say no.
Don't do drugs because you might end up having to make a deal with demons.
Right. Exactly. No, I mean, and the brother, like, just like, you're such a fuck up, like, just them fighting, like, the whole movie, like, it was okay. It's not a great movie. It's not a horrible movie. I mean, I honestly, I think the 6-2 or whatever it got, I think that's pretty fair. That's pretty accurate.
Okay, so you would also give it a 6-2?
Yeah, I think the original one's probably like a high 6, like a 6-8, and then this one's probably like a low 6, you know?
Okay.
I don't know. I think if Pinhead, if Doug Bradley was Pinhead and it kind of like expanded a little bit more on him, being like, I've been locked away for like years or whatever, like, or honestly, even if they did a Hellraiser and this was like a direct sequel to the original one or whatever, anything like that, I kind of actually would have been more on board. But this whole remake thing, I'm like, this wasn't really a remake. You just kind of took the idea of it and completely flipped it on its head and just used the title to trick people like me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.0. Yeah. For sure.
4.
Yeah, this was not good, not scary, would not recommend. We gotta stop with like the new age rebooting, because it's just it's not working.
I agree with you. Hey, listen, I'm totally agreeing with you. Like, either keep doing sequels with the same people, like this Halloween franchise. Like, I'm totally into that. If they made this again a remake, a sequel to the original one, you're like, wow, it's been like 30 something years since that one, and I'm okay with that. But unfortunately, this one's like, hey, hope you care about new characters, and hey, you like Pinhead? Well, it's a different actor now, so I hope you like it. So it's a lot. It's a lot to make old fans care, and you could have been a new fan, but you're clearly not. So yeah, who's this for? I want to watch it because I like the original one. You are watching it because of this podcast.
Yeah.
But, let's say you being a new person who has never seen it like you are, maybe you would have loved it, and you'd be like, I want to watch all the old ones now. That's not what happened, though. It's not what happened.
Yeah, and they also have to think about, like, the newer generation, too, because if you have, like, a 16-year-old, right, because we're coming up on Halloween, you got a bunch of kids or something, like, let's watch the new Hellraiser, and they might not even know that this is a reboot or there were ones in the 80s, and they watch it and they're like, wow, that kind of sucked. And then, like, the dad's like, that was, I saw this when I was your age. If they like it, like you said, they might be like, let's watch all fucking 48 of them. But now they're going to be like, well, if this one sucked, why would I watch the older one?
Right. Exactly, and I think that's the problem with these remakes and reboots and stuff, is it taints the original one for that exact reason. So, I don't know. I think, were we talking about it with, like, Point Break or whatever?
Possibly. I love the OG Point Break.
Right.
And the new one was just they tried to put a spin on it, and it just, for me, it didn't work.
Right, and I mean, I think most people didn't. So imagine, like, like a 16-year-old right now, like, oh, like, I heard Point Break's really cool. They type it in. They're not paying attention to the year. They just see the words Point Break pop up. They watch it. They're like, that wasn't very good. I'm like, you said it was good. It's like, wait, which one did you watch? You like Keanu? It's like, wait, he wasn't in that. It's like, you watched the wrong one. It's like, I didn't really like it. I'm not going to watch the new one. I don't know. That might be how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like, and I've been seeing this on Twitter too, for the most part, and there are obviously exceptions, but for the most part, and I think COVID had a big part to do with it, maybe forcing a lot of companies to go straight to streaming, and I think it hurt quality a bit. It seems like there's a ton of quantity out there in terms of streamings and movies and what you can see on different apps, but like overall the quality and acting and storyline has just suffered significantly.
I think the only one that I was surprised it was straight to streaming, where I'm like, this easily could have been in theaters, was Prey.
Yep, I knew you were gonna say Prey. That could have easily been in theaters, and is probably one of the best straight to streaming movies I've seen.
Yeah, if I paid to see this in theaters, I would have been pretty upset. But Prey, I would have been like, you know what, that was worth it. That was pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not gonna sing this movie's praise. My roommate actually had friends over last night, and they asked me about it, and I was like, it's okay. I'm like, did you like the original one? Like, I loved it. I was like, you'll probably like it, but you're not gonna like be like, yes, this is the Top Gun Maverick to our Hellraiser. Like, we fucking did it. We did it, guys. That's not gonna happen. But anyways, I don't know, you got any last minute thoughts, or should we wrap it up?
Nope.
All right. Well, everybody, we are about to start our 13 days of Halloween. This upcoming Monday, we're going to have Halloween Ends, and then every day after that, it's going to be just a Halloween movie every day. So we are going to be stopping Fresh Film Fridays for the rest of the month of October. There'll still be episodes coming out, and Justin will still be co-hosting a few of them, but we're not going to be doing more episodes every Friday, so just a heads up on that. But we'll be back in November for some new movies, so don't worry. But anyways, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you soon with something fresh.